Hello, good evening, happy Wednesday. Welcome back to the live stream. I'm so glad you're here. Y'all, I have felt funky all day today, so bear with me. And I also realized that I left my water bottle up here. It's empty. I didn't know it was empty. Oh my goodness. Hello, my friends. It is so good to see everybody. We are getting people trickling in. Andy gets the gold star for being the first one here today. Hello, Lissa, Kathy, and Julie, and Donna, and Lauren, and Michelle. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Penny. Okay, we're getting started with a little beauty tip for y'all because I don't know. I knew that you could do this, but I never actually put it into practice. So, watch this. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit further. Okay, ready? I'm going to turn my favorite blush, which is a blush from House of Color, into the lip product that I wear for the duration of this thing. So this is the blush color, right? It is technically on my cheeks right now, but I don't know how much is left. I am taking a Juicy Tubes. Yes, it looks pink, but it comes out clear. I promise you it comes out clear. So you take your clear lip gloss, right? Take your clear, it's a little frosty, but you take your clear lip gloss. Ready for this? You take your finger. You get in there. You get in there. Oh, this is going to be even darker than earlier today. Ready? Do, do, do. Look. 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 And now the best part. Are you ready? Are you ready for the best part? Here we go. Oh, yes. Don't mind me just using my middle finger. It's not against you, I swear. Look at that! My favorite blush is now on my lips in a hydrating lip color. You're welcome, people. I just had to share that with y'all because I love when I do things like that. And it was a lot of fun for me to discover. And now it's an extra use for my favorite blush. Why is it my favorite blush? Because it's from House of Color, which is where I got my colors done. And this is like my summer blush. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I feel like once I run out of this stuff, I'm actually going to start ordering more color-based stuff, specifically blushes and lip products from House of Color, because I actually really like them. And they last forever. I've had this blush for 2 years, and I've used it almost 2 years? Did we decide it was 2 years? And I've used it almost exclusively. And I still got a long way to go before this sucker hits pan. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Who has come on since I have been chatting away? Grace, hello. Ingrid, hello. Good to see you. And Lori, hello, my friends. It is so good to be spending the next hour with y'all. So, for those of you that are new here, we're going to enter into highs and lows time for the chat. What is highs and lows? Great question. I would love to tell you. So every week I want to give the community the opportunity to share things that have happened with them or to them. And highs and lows is how we do that. So I want you to share if you are ready, willing, and able. You do not have to share. It's fine if you don't. But I love to hear what's going on in the community, what kind of things are happening. So share your highlight from the last week. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, wow, mind-blowing, just whatever it is your high was for the week. And then on the flip side, whatever your low is for the week, kind of the lower the point of things when you want to get a little extra support or just tell us what's going on. That's your low. And then we have recently added, although how long until I can no longer say recently added? Right? Because we've been recently adding this for like a month now. Wellness wins, which is a win, a high pertaining specifically to your wellness journey, and working on it, which is where we talk about things that we're still trying to get a hang of or things we might have struggled with a little bit in the wellness arena for the week. So let's go ahead and get into those. Hi, Amberly. Good to see you. So my high for the week was definitely, it's always getting together with small group people, my friends. We had a men go out and do something and women go out and do something, get together with our small group on Sunday after church. So we all went to church and then we met up and the boys went to go be boys. They ended up going bowling. We were all going to do outside things. And then of course it was the one day of the week where it was raining was on the day that we were deciding to do outdoor things. So the boys went bowling instead of playing pickleball, and we went to downtown Excelsior, which is one of my favorite places to go. And we were originally going to go to the Arboretum, and then it was raining, so like we're not going to walk while it's pouring rain outside. That's not happening. So we went and we had brunch instead, and we had such a good time. We're like, we need to do this more often, just as girls. We call it the girls gab, and because we sit there and we talk for 2.5 hours, and it's amazing. Great time, fun was had by all. What is my low this week? I know there's something, and I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know. I guess my low can be I haven't been feeling awesome. And I want to blame ovulation time, but like, why am I starting to feel crummy during ovulation? That's never been a thing for me before. In the last like 2 or 3 months, it's been a thing for me. And I was like, this is not fair. I'm supposed to be feeling zippy and snappy and perky. And instead, I'm starting to feel blech and I'm bloated and my digestion's not working properly. And I don't know what that's about. So I don't like that. And that's one of the reasons I'm like, my eating has been off all day today. It's been very strange. I ate dinner basically because I'm like, you need to eat something nutritious. My lunch was literally like turkey and cheese because the crackers that I thought were downstairs were upstairs, and I didn't want bread. And like I literally looked at bread and I was like repulsed by it. I was like, I do not want this bread. No, not happening. And it's been the darndest thing all day today, and I've just not felt awesome. So that's probably my low. And so there's that. My wellness win. Y'all, I went out for walks this week. I got 2 walks in, which is exactly the goal that I set for myself. And today's walk, I did not wear my braces. And it was literally intentionally to challenge myself because I've gotten very used to all walking gets done in my braces. There is a 99.9% chance that I will not trip and fall over my own feet if I'm wearing my braces. It's not a 100% chance. I have tripped in my braces before, but it makes me feel safer when I'm outside walking, whatever. And I decided I needed to challenge myself because I used to walk without braces all the time. I used to walk without them all the time. So today I decided to challenge myself and go for my walk at a slightly slower pace without my braces. And I put in over a mile and I feel really, really good about it. And it's great. It's all great. So that's my wellness win. And my working on it is the weirdness that's been happening the last few days. I don't know if it's anything that I can work on, but it needs to get fixed before anything else can happen, really. So there's that. Those are mine. Let's see what everyone else has going on. Hi, I got to see a friend on Sunday. Sunday was a birthday party for her 7-year-old husband, and it would have been her youngest 2nd birthday. Nice. Today, I finally got to visit my friend who lives in a nursing home. Every time we planned it, my illness got in the way. She misses me. I'm so glad that you finally got to do that, Donna. That's awesome. Hi, my car is 100% ready for me to drive tomorrow. It's my first official day. Yay! Luna needed new shoes. Of course she did, because it's Luna, right? Of course she needed new shoes. Low, nothing actually. Everything went as well as could be expected. Yay! Win, lost a belt hole. What an epic week for you, Amberly. That is amazing. Oh my gosh, I love that so much. And I got to see her again at the state fair last night. Spent like 5 hours walking around. Love a good state fair. Melissa, Hi, I did 3 strength workouts after not doing strength workouts all summer. That's awesome. Are you crazy sore? Because that's what happens to me is I stop doing strength training for a while, and then the first day I decide to do it, I'm like, oh, regrets. I did back day for the first day yesterday. That could be another wellness win. I actually lifted weights yesterday too. And um I did a good job and I pushed myself and it was great and I felt awesome afterwards. And then about 4 hours later, I started to get really, really tense in my back. Because my back is not strong. My back, my core, all of it's not strong. And so I was like, oh, regrets, regrets. Thankfully, I feel better today. So that was good. I feel like Garbo during ovulation period. Okay, that makes perfect sense. I mean, makes perfect sense. No, you're not supposed to feel like garbage. You're supposed to feel like superwoman. But it is what it is. My high was celebrating my sister's birthday and relaxing after teaching summer school for a month. Summer school, that's no easy gig. Good for you. I'm so glad you got to celebrate. That's amazing, Grace. Someone from a water bottle fan. A lot of highs from you this week, Lissa. Someone from Water Bottle Fan Group I'm in did a lid trade with me and sent me a brand new limited edition bottle. And someone else gave me a water tracker. That's awesome. Lawrence, hi. Went to Atlantic City with my husband. No loss, really. Wellness wins were a couple of great spin classes. Oh, that's awesome. Have you done spin before or is that new to you? Job searching is not going well. Is your low? No lows. Okay. That's what I thought you meant. That's what I thought. Hi, my local pub now has ramp access for it. It's too steep. Okay. Guess where you are? You're in the hospital. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. At least you had a high to contribute this week. That's progress. I got my first shape of color at my steps are at blue. That's awesome. Wellness win is paying attention to getting in my protein. Working on it is increasing activity. Those are excellent things all around, Grace. I love that. Scale isn't down much, but bloating is, so I'm good with it. That's the big thing, right? And that's the thing that's ticking me off about ovulation is I felt so good at the end of last week. Felt so good, like rocking clothes that were a little tight and feeling amazing. And now I just feel bloated and crummy. I was like, and I didn't do anything to deserve it, which we all know is standard for it's par for the course, right? We don't necessarily do anything to deserve our bloating or our weight fluctuations. It just happens, especially when you're hormonal. But I'm like, this is just not fair. It's just not fair. It was like a win for a handful of days and then poof. Annoying. Difficult work situation is your low. Hi, Son. Awesome music. I was going to comment to you on that, and then I decided that it probably wasn't wise to Marco Polo you at 10:30 p.m. when I finished watching your check-in, or whenever it was. But 6, I need to hear more. Feel free to Marco Polo me later. I want to hear your thoughts on it. I love 6. I think it's so much fun. I've never seen it live. I did see the bootleg version on YouTube. And it's fabulous. It's wonderful. So much fun. My husband and I actually just got tickets to go see Beetlejuice the musical, and it will be our first big musical theater outing since before the pandemic, and I'm so pumped. And of course, we're out of town when it's actually in Minnesota, so we're going to Chicago to see it because it just happened to line up with holiday travel. I'm like, we're going to conveniently be in Chicago this day anyway, and so we're going. You're working on it is mindset. My arms are killing me today. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. No, I read yours. You weren't paying attention. I've been trying to work on listening to my hunger signals, which has not been going well. I've been feeling really blah and kind of borderline lightheaded and dizzy today. Okay, so here's the thing. Perhaps lightheadedness is your hunger signal. It's not necessarily just grumbling in the tummy, right? Your body will send you signals. Like that one day that my blood sugar got low and I started to feel like crap. I got nauseous. I got lightheaded. I got dizzy. All of the things. All I had to do was eat. It was literally my body going, feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me. So you might consider looking up, Googling, asking AI. I've been loving asking AI things recently, you guys. It's like Google, but better because it like takes all of the information from the articles instead of just like spitting articles at you. It takes the information and gathers it for you. So I've been using AI to ask it questions. Like I was asking it questions about why do my legs burn for no apparent reason, and is it related to my disease? And it turns out that people with muscular dystrophy, CMT, and diseases of the like actually have a harder time getting oxygen to their legs because of the way our muscles work. And so it is not uncommon for our legs to burn easier, because I can work out with the best of them, but do you know what I had to stop in the middle of 3 times yesterday? Emptying the dryer. Literally bending down, because I squat down a little bit to empty the dryer. I had to stop, stand up, and deep breathe to get the pain in my legs to go away. And I was like, this cannot be normal. This cannot be normal. Turns out it might be more common for somebody like me, which blows. But use Google, what are hunger signals? Because it's not just a rumbling in the tummy. For you, it might be lightheadedness, dizziness, things of that nature. I have an Echelon spin bike, which is a more reasonably priced version of the Peloton, and you love it. I love that. I love that. Jennifer, good to see you. I want to say a special shout out to my healthy friends that are coming over here tonight because there's no meeting tonight. I am so glad you decided to join us. I found a game that makes exercise fun. Tell me more. Tell me more. That's a big wellness win. I'm now dating a nurse. That's a high. Look at you. Jennifer, I want to hear more. What is Six about? A lot of people are talking about it. Six is about the 6 wives of Henry VIII. It was literally an entire musical. Apparently, in the UK, there's like a nursery rhyme that is divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. And it's the 6 wives. And the 6 wives, the premise is the 6 wives are all there, and they're starting a pop band, right? They're going to start a girl group, a la the Spice Girls or something. And they're trying to decide who is going to be the lead singer of this pop band. And they decided that the competition is whoever had the worst experience with Henry. So each of them get one song to explain their story about what happened between them and Henry. And then at the end, they decide who the winner is. It's fabulous. It's just fun. It's just a fun show. I got my first choice, and I was thinking about you. Was it yesterday? It was either yesterday or this morning. I was truly thinking about you, and I was like, when does she get to choose? Is she going to tell us if she gets what she wants? And you crossed my mind the other day. I have to work my current schedule a bit until the new one starts. I literally want to play hooky. It's about Henry VIII's wives. How do you ask AI something? So I go to ChatGPT. It's on the website called like openai.com, but it's ChatGPT. If you Google it, you can get to OpenAI, and then it's literally like a chat. It's a chat box. And so what I did was I was like, gosh, how did I word it? But it's like having a conversation. I worded it with so I asked it a question. I'm like, is it common for, muscular dystrophy or CMT, blah, 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 blah. Asked it the question, and it gave me information. And then I asked it again. I was like, can you tell me some more about that? And it was like, certainly. And it gave me all this information about our bodies turning energy into like ATP and all sorts of biological stuff. It was fascinating. And it was just like, it was holding a conversation with me. It was great. I get that, but I eat a couple bites of food and have zero desire to eat anything else. And it takes me until getting to a point of being absolutely ravenous to recognize that I am even hungry. I would urge you to research, urge you to talk to other people who have had this experience, because here's the thing. I'm only one person and I got nothing for you. I have learned to tap into my hunger signals, and it's been awesome, but I have not, always known when I was hungry. So that's, for me, has not been an issue. So I can't give you any solid personal experience advice, but maybe somebody else can. So ask around, chit chat, but continue to explore, because spoiler alert, it ain't going to be one day. It's not a one-day journey. It might be a 6-month journey for you. And you have to first accept that mentally, that it's a journey that you're going to be on, and you're going to have to learn, and you're going to have to experiment, and you're going to have to listen, and you're going to have to be patient, and you're going to have to go, well, this didn't work. And you're going to have to approach it with curiosity and not judgment, right? We talk about that a lot as you get to know your body. Just like I often have to get to overstuff to recognize that I'm full, everything in between feels the same. Does anybody have any tips? Anybody have any tips, tricks for those that are good at listening to your hunger cues, hunger signals? People on the replay, put it in the comments section because I'm genuinely curious. Hello, Kim. Good to see you. Happy Wednesday. Lo, I'm bloated again today. It happens. It happens. Also for gossipies. Okay. I wasn't going to say anything unless it went there, but it went there. So here is what happened in a nutshell. For those of you that might have missed it, I have been appearing all over Healthy Stuff lately because I was the latest victim of one of their previous, no longer affiliated with the company coaches. And he decided to come into my space, my happy space, completely unprovoked. Let me be clear. I don't interact with this man ever. He messaged me once or twice and I just didn't get the right vibe from him, so I stayed away. I stayed away. My red flags were going off like crazy and I was like, nope, not happening. Did not interact, did not have to interact, made sure I did not have to interact, did not interact, right? And you had to know I was going to ask. And so out of the blue, all I'm doing is saying, hey, community, do something healthy for yourself this weekend. And this guy comes onto my page and starts spouting just meanness, just absolute meanness. And it was only a couple sentences, but like, here's the thing. I didn't deserve it. No one ever deserves it, to be clear, but like I didn't even provoke him. That was the thing that made me go, interesting. The comment was, you are by far most definitely the worst coach in the history of the industry. You cannot lose weight, so you BS your members. Doesn't even make sense. First of all, like Lissa told me, she goes, if you're the worst in the industry, then that means you ranked, the whole industry. Like, wow, you deserve a medal for being the worst in the industry. And so all I did, my comment back was simply, you're feeling a little bit triggered today, aren't you? Which is basically how I've been approaching any hate comments that I've been getting lately. I'm just like, so you're feeling feelings today. I'm sorry you're feeling this way. Like, not trying to provoke, nothing. But I did copy it, screenshot it, and I sent it over to the powers at Healthy because this man is constantly a problem. He is bullying everybody. It wasn't just me. It wasn't a one-off experience. This has been happening religiously since April when he left the company. Okay. So I sent it over there so they had it on file. Like, guess who's the lucky one that's getting bullied today? It's me. Awesome. Here you go. And I gave it to them. And then I got reached out to by the CEO and said, hey, can we post this? First of all, are you okay? Blah, 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 like all of the things. And I was like, post it. Call him out on it. I called him out on it. Call him out on it because I don't want this to be, I don't want my sacred space of the meetings that I host with the paying members of Healthy. I don't want it to be tarnished by the risk of a bully coming in, by a saboteur coming in. Like, I'm very, very, very much do not want that to happen. So I said, post it, go for it. And so they posted it on the Facebook page for Healthy, and they posted it in the Facebook group for paying members for Healthy, declaring that somebody actually left due to the bullying. It was not me. I happened to be the face of it, but it was not me that left, but a different coach whose meeting was supposed to be tonight, which is why all these Healthy members are coming over because they don't have a meeting to go to tonight. And I feel terrible for her. I've talked to her about it. Like, and I actually checked in with her today. She's doing fine. But like, it got so bad that people started getting into her meetings just to sabotage her and say nasty things. And that's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And so we used my face to call it out because I've had worse. So whatever, I'll be the face of it. I don't care. And the outpouring PS has been overwhelming to me in a positive way. The amount of positive comments and things that have come my way because of it has been just amazing. And Jordan, hi! I didn't see you sneak in. I love you too. But so all of that has been happening. And that's just what it is. I'm currently the face of the anti-bullying movement in Healthy. And I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to do that because not on my watch. Not on my watch. And for those that are like, oh, there are a couple of comments I've gotten back like, you shouldn't air your dirty laundry on social media. Boy showed up on my social media. He started it. He posted publicly. So if we're going to choose to air it out publicly, that's because he started it publicly. Okay. So there's that. And overall, the resounding aura has been support and love. And that's wonderful. And it makes me so sad that it took somebody leaving for us to call it out. It really does make me sad, but we are working on it. And hopefully we've learned lessons going forward and things of that nature. And any questions? Because I think that's it in a nutshell. So where did my comment go? There it is. So far I've seen how some things about ADHD recognizing body signals. Yes. And that's true-ish. I'll have to ask my husband and see what he does, because he very much eats. Well, I feel like he eats constantly, to be honest with you. But he works it all off, so it doesn't matter. I don't know. Headache, visual distortion, hearing things. Okay. Here's your trophy for being the worst. Thank you. Appreciate it. My ears also start hearing some white noise. Interesting. Did Healthy get rid of him? Oh, he left Healthy months ago. So he used to work for WW. And then WW let him go among other people. Like he was part of the mass layoff situation. So what did he do? He came to Healthy, bad-mouthed and bullied WW. And then he left Healthy, and now he's bad-mouthing and bullying us. So what the thing is, and like what we talk about, right? It's not a Healthy problem. It's not a WW problem. It's a him problem. And he's projecting all of it onto us. Donna nailed it. He only feels good when he's putting other people down. The exercise game is Jack Fit. It's a virtual reality type simulator game. You choose a world or environment to exercise in, and during the exercise you collect coins. Is it on actually you might answer it before I ask, so I will hold my questions. You use the coins to upgrade your clothing, purchase a pet, and so on and so forth. Then you can use the coins to expand your virtual world. Literally, the moment I think I'm done, I realize I'm only a few coins away from opening Jurassic World. So I keep logging on to walk a little longer to get the dinosaurs. So is it an app on your phone, or do you need like a separate entity to play it? That's my follow-up question. That sounds fascinating. I actually am going to pause my conversing, and right under all of the book titles we talked about earlier, I'm going to write it down. Jack Fit. So I remember to look into it, because I love a good gamification of anything, quite frankly. Do you know when Pokemon Go came out all those years ago, how much walking my husband and I did around our city because Pokemon Go? Seriously. Yes, everybody has their theories. So far, knowing that I'm full. First off, I eat slowly. I drink while I eat, so I get fullness signals quicker, but also more accurately. Looks like it reminds me of Wii Fit. I loved Wii Fit. Why don't I play that anymore? If he just kept his nasty comments in the group, nothing would have happened. Exactly. It's true. Paulette, good to see you. It has been a minute. Second, I suck in my tummy relatively hard and see how it feels. I know what full feels like. Okay. Tell me about it. My understanding is that him leaving WW during the mass layoff situation was a coincidence, but obviously I don't know the facts. It's a lot like Pokemon Go, but I can be naked in my living room. Yes, we love an opportunity to be naked in the living room. Fantastic. I love it. We played Pokemon Go when they were young. Lots of walking involved. When they were young, like how many years ago was that? 5 years, 2017? 89, 21, 2, 3, 6 years ago? Yeah, I guess kids can age up a whole lot in 6 years, right? Yes, that's true. Yes. So that sounded weird. It's fine. It's fine. Um, Good suggestions, y'all. Good suggestions. Excited to look up JackFit. Very good. Love it. All right, friends. Let's enter the period of time called Q&A. I do have some leftover questions, and I do have a question submitted by Kim. Let me check to make sure there are no more, but I'm not thinking that's likely. Kim is my question submitter this week. Yes, the other thing that was submitted was not a question. So, which I think is hilarious that people use the question box not for questions. Susan, oh, bless you, Susan. Susan has been actively involved in political campaign stuff, if I may, Susan. And so she was messaging me during all of this Ben stuff, and I was like, "We miss you." And so the things that she's running, like she's on these like big Zoom calls and stuff on Wednesdays during this time, which is why she hasn't been here. So the fact that you took a second to come and say hi, Susan, thank you. That just made my night. Signals dopamine, eating, hyperfocus, and forgetting to eat. Yes. Well, I'll tell you what, my husband does not forget to eat. That is one thing he does not have. So yes, Q&A time. My friends, this is your opportunity to ask me anything, because let's be honest, like it can be about coaching, it can be about nutrition. We can go into a whole session and I am here for it. But also, if you want to ask me random questions, feel free to do that too, because especially for a lot of you coming over from Healthy that don't know me really well, it's your opportunity to get to know me a little bit better on a personal level. So whatever questions you have, lay them on me, my friends. But first, we're going to do Kim's question because it's in the title of the video. Why did you hire a confidence coach? Has it been beneficial so far? So for those of you who don't know, I hired a new coach. And I guess technically calling her a confidence coach isn't exactly the right verbiage. She is a certified body image and food freedom coach. Has it been beneficial so far? So why did I hire her? Because her energy is magnetic. She is one of those people who I was drawn to on social media because she's a body type like mine. I think she's stunningly gorgeous. And that confidence that she exudes is what I'm after. You know, it's about so much more than like, I want to lose weight. I want to track macros. I can do that myself, y'all. I know how to do that. But she's the one who actually was like, I signed up with her. I walked into intuitive eating because I knew it was going to be part of her program. So those two things happened simultaneously. So has it been beneficial so far? Yes, because she is the reason that I am an intuitive eater now. And it's also been really good to we've had weekly meetings. We get together every Thursday morning at 9:00. And it's just been lovely to just have this woman who I look up to and feels very similar to me. And what's really great about her is she's like, I want to teach you this stuff. I want you to go through this experience because I want you to take what you learned here and I want you to go coach it too. And so she's not afraid to be like, you're a coach, like I'm a coach. I want you to coach similar to me. I want you to be not just a nutrition coach. I also want you to be the confidence coach. I want you to be the empowerment coach and have that level of confidence where you exude the magnetic energy that is what drew you to me in the first place. And I was just like, I loved it. I freaking loved it. And so I signed up with her, and it was a lot of money, but I've been really, really enjoying working with her, and I've already grown. I mean, you guys, have any of you seen a difference in me in the last 4 or 5 weeks? Like, truly, be honest with me. Have y'all seen a difference? And it's not that it's gone from like 0 to 60, all of a sudden life is completely different, but I'm having more high energy days than low energy days. There are still days I feel awful, and there are days that I feel physically exhausted by the end of the day. Yes, that's true, but that's just part of having my disability. But like in general, I feel really good. I feel very confident in my decision to do intuitive eating. There's been no wavering. There's been no nothing. And it just has felt really good. So has it been beneficial? I would say a resounding yes, in my opinion. Absolutely. Big changes, she's saying. See? And so yeah, it's been beneficial. If you all can see it in me, then it's clearly working, right? And I can see it. I can see it too. One of the biggest things, let me tell you, one of the biggest things that I've noticed is since I've been intuitive eating, I've actually been eating more carbs and therefore I've had more energy. Mind blowing, right? Mind blowing. I'm like, I actually have sustained energy. And even on the days that well, there are some days where the energy almost feels like it's too much. And then all of a sudden I get into this like, uh, oh gosh, what's the term? Like, it's almost so much that I get overwhelmed and like my brain starts to hurt. So that I haven't quite figured out yet. I don't even know if that's actually a thing or if it's all in my head. But even at the end of the day, when I'm physically exhausted, I'm still mentally very alert, which has been a big difference. A big difference. Um, do, do, do. Of course, working hard to save our democracy and proud of it. Love y'all. Have a good chat. We'll do the rewatch for sure. Oh, Susan, you're so sweet. When is your new disability channel coming on? This is a great question. I am launching the Disabled Diva. If you want to go and sign up for it now, I can't see. Is it in the info box? Was I smart enough to put it in the info box? I don't know if I was. But the new channel, you can go to youtube.com/ are you ready for the dumb part? Like the @ sign, Disabled Diva Brianna is the new channel. It launches in September in alignment with CMT Awareness Month. I'm still trying to decide on the exact strategy for launching because part of me is like, let me launch all the videos on one day, but I don't know how YouTube's going to respond to that versus and I'm also going to be out of town. Like on September 1st, I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to be on vacation with my husband. And so I'm like, this is like, ugh, what do I do? So I'm wondering if I like leak a video on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And then on the 5th is like official launch day when I'm home. I can be at my computer. We can do like a welcome live stream type situation, that kind of thing. I still can't decide which approach I'm taking, but it launches in September. And I'm super, super excited about it and very passionate about what I'm putting out there. And it's going to be great. I'm excited. I mean, that's all I've got really is I'm excited. Y'all have seen changes. I love it. I love it. I love it. I wonder if that has to do with your sleep issue. Maybe cut carbs at nighttime. Maybe. Although I will say, y'all are gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh. Are you ready for this? Okay. So I've been having sleep problems. People in my Patreon know this because I've been talking about it in the Discord channel. Like for the last week or so, 2 weeks, I've been waking up in the middle of the night regularly. And I don't know how much of it is anxiety, although I filmed a video about anxiety recently and I just edited it today and I was like, oh, maybe it's like the anxiety is causing the sleep issue. I don't know. I don't even know what's causing the anxiety. So why is the anxiety causing the sleep issues? No idea. Anyway, I have been waking up regularly at like 4:00 in the morning and struggling to get back to sleep. Last night, I was like, okay, I'm tired. This is great. I was very physically active today. Okay, cool. Let me set myself up for success. I've been sleeping in shorts, right? I've been sleeping in shorts. I usually sleep in pants, but I was like, I've been getting too hot. Let me try sleeping in shorts. Last night, I was not feeling the shorts game. So, and my legs were also like tingling, which is what tells me that I overdid it physically, is my legs start to like do nerve things. So I was like, ooh, I'm going to put on magnesium lotion. So I got some extra magnesium in my system via the skin. So I lathered up my calves and my lower legs in magnesium lotion. And then I had a pair of pajama pants that I keep by the side of my bed in case I get too cold in the middle of the night and I want to put pants on. I took the pants. I'm in the shorts. Picture this, don't picture this, whatever you want. I'm in the shorts. I took the pants and I put them on up to my thighs. So the elastic band was on my thighs and I got into bed. And my reasoning behind this was when I inevitably wake up too hot in the middle of the night, instead of having to struggle with it because I don't want to get out of bed, blah, 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 all I got to do is kick the pants off and I still have shorts on. It worked beautifully. I woke up once, very briefly, to kick the pants off and immediately fell back asleep. No extra CBD necessary. Woke up to my alarm. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it again, but last night I finally got a solid night's sleep for the first time in like 2 weeks. It takes considerable swagger and confidence to deal with bully with a smile. So I would say that it's working. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I think he's bored. He's bored and he's mad. About what? I don't know, but it's fine. Does more of a glow count? Yeah, it does. Thank you. I struggle with sleeping night sets, but I'm of a certain age. Does your disability make you reach that stage earlier? My disability in and of itself doesn't, but did I Google symptoms of perimenopause yesterday? Yes, I did. I absolutely did. Because I am 36, almost 37 years old. So it wouldn't be unheard of for me to be going through like perimenopause. And here's the thing. Here's the kicker. My mom got a hysterectomy in her mid 40s. My grandma, I asked my grandfather, I was like, "Grandpa," and like my grandpa's like in his 80s, right? Think of what like the vibe was in the what information husbands get versus what they don't, what things are talked about versus things that aren't in his generation, right? I actually looked at him and I was like, "Grandpa, do you know when grandma went through menopause?" He couldn't tell me. He does not know. I'd have to ask my mom if she knows when my other grandma went through menopause. I don't know. So I have no genetic guide to tell me when I may or may not be going through perimenopause. So I'm like, that's cool. I have nobody that can tell me. My mom went through artificial menopause because of her hysterectomy. So I don't have anybody to help me. I don't know what to do. So and I also know that like perimenopause can also be like a 10 or 15 year thing. So I could be in this situation from now at almost 37 until 55. So I got to learn how to deal with it in some way. I started peri at 37. It's not unheard of. Okay. 38, 39. Oh, yes. Please tell me, my friends, because I don't have a grandma alive or a mother that knows the answer. To be fair, my mother knows all the answers. She was a labor and delivery nurse for a long time. It's not that she doesn't know the answers, she doesn't have the experience herself. You went through menopause at 30. There are tests. Oh, really? I didn't know this. Like go to the doctor tests or like test at home tests? I want to get the full genetic panel done, but it's dang expensive. I started perimenopause at 38 and my ovulation was out of control. How? Out of control how? Oh, please tell me more. Because are you talking about like me with like I used to feel really great at ovulation and now I just feel like I'm PMSing again? Is that what you're talking about? So I have no genetically replaced. Yeah. Yep. You go to the doctor and you get the tests. This is very helpful. And this is why I love talking to y'all. Like let me be real, especially for those of you that are new to my live streams. Yes, I chat at you and I answer your questions and do all those things, but you guys also give me so much valuable information because we're just in conversation. Blood tests, they see certain markers on your tests. Interesting. I'm not there yet. I did see that one of the symptoms is your periods start to get closer together. The weird thing is my periods for the first time in my life are perfect. They show up exactly when they're supposed to show up. And this was after months and months and maybe even a couple of years and years of tracking them regularly. And me always being like, oh, they came 2 days before. Oh, it's 3 days before. All of a sudden, within the last 6 months, my periods have been showing up exactly when they're supposed to, right on the money. And I was like, yes, my body finally has this figured out. And then all of this ovulation junk has started. And it's really frustrating. You can get hormone tests so they know if you need to start hormone replacement to help. I really don't want to be on hormone replacement therapy because taking extra estrogen is not good for you. And I have this fear. I don't know why. It doesn't run in my family, but I have this fear of getting breast cancer. And taking hormones is one of the things that can actually perpetuate that. So I have heard of male menopause. I don't know much about it, but I have heard of it. Yes. Hormone testing. I've had it done a number of times, but I'm different. I went into menopause when you had chemo. Okay, but the testing is fascinating. I might have to message my doctor and be like, hey, can we do this? And even though I opened that can of periworms, being a hot sleeper, hating elastic, waking up at 4 a.m. are also signs of other things too. Yes. Yeah. And so here's what I know. And my husband, I should turn this other thing off so people that come in don't think I'm still talking about this. Here's what I know about my body. My husband calls me cold-blooded because it is absolutely true. I take on the temperature specifically of the outside. So it doesn't like if it is cold outside, there is a 95% chance that I'm freezing even if it's warm in the house. It could be a perfectly adequate temperature and I will still be miserable and freezing, which is why living in Minnesota in the winter sucks, right? But in the same way, we were also I got in the shower the other day and my husband had just gotten out of the shower, so we were in the bathroom at the same time. And he left it on and he left it on a little bit hot because I like a hot shower. And I got in and I immediately went, "Ooh, too hot." And I had to turn it down. And he goes, "Well, that's weird." And then he was like, "No, you really are cold-blooded because you have to warm up to it. Once I warm up to the temperature of my surrounding, then I stay like I take a nice hot shower and I'm toasty for a couple of hours, if I get out and I get dressed right away. And so that works like not in my favor, but like that's just how I am. I am apparently due to the circulation issues in my arms and my legs because of the CMT, I'm cold-blooded essentially. And like obviously not by definition, I'm not cold-blooded, but like I respond in this similar way as cold-blooded animals do. So that being said, in the summertime, and especially after I got COVID, this was the weird thing about COVID. For the first time in my life, after I had COVID,
I'm not sure I understand.
yeah, you and me either. Did you hear him? He just said, I'm not sure I understand. Um, After COVID, I ran hot. It was like all of a sudden my base body temperature went up a degree and a half because my temperature actually runs low. I'm like 97 point something. And I was hot for months and months and months and months and months. Like all summer long, I slept in shorts. I was always complaining I was too hot. My husband's like, "What happened to you?" It was my bizarre side effect from getting COVID. Like part of long COVID was me getting too hot. So it was weird. So it could be that. It could be that I'm just still suffering from like the the hotness of it all. I don't know. So that's possible too. Again, it could be anxiety, but I'm not ruling out that it's hormonal. I'm not ruling it out. Um, and this is very, very helpful information. They get closer together and then you go months without them. I thought I was done several times and then they started again. Took 10 years to finally finish. Yeah, I don't think I'm there yet. Breast cancer's a lot of breast cancer survivors in my group, man. You don't have to get the replacement therapy, but they can tell you where you are in your life cycle. That would be helpful. Was monitored closely. Yep. 6 years cancer free, triple positive breast cancer. Congrats to you guys. Look at all the congratulations. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's great. This was so helpful. Thank you all for having this conversation with me and my friends who came over here for the first time. This is the kind of stuff we talk about all the time. I am not afraid to talk about periods. I am not afraid to talk about hormones. And God bless Andy, who shows up every week and listens to me and the fellow women in our group talk about hormones and periods and all of those things. He found me from my CMT content, and yet he comes every week knowing the insanity that I'm going to spout. We occasionally get men that'll come and hang out in here for a while. So, here we go. I was diagnosed with breast cancer last fall. My never having taken hormones had a big effect on the type of cancer I had. Interesting. Yeah, and I'm so paranoid about it and I don't even know why I'm paranoid about it. I really don't know why, but like now every time that I get a little sensitive, I go, "Oh my gosh, am I dying?" And then I go, "No, you're hormonal. It's normal." And the way that my hormones have been feeling wonky, like I feel like I'm PMSing during ovulation. Because of that, I'm not surprised when they start to feel a little funny during ovulation, right? Like it all makes sense logically, but the anxiety part of the back of my brain is like, "You're dying. You're absolutely dying." Ridiculous. Also, Michelle, I'm sorry to hear you were diagnosed with breast cancer. Just to be clear. Any other questions? Keep them coming, my friends. I love this. Let's see. This is a question from last time. What to look for when purchasing protein powder to avoid overpaying, scams, and fads? Well, much like the other question I answered about the whole like greens powders and like other supplement things, when to know what's right, what's not. If it's overhyped, it's probably, or like if you're hearing about it a lot and all the influencers are taking it, it's probably overhyped just because they're paying well. That's probably what it is. But It depends on the individual for this, right? So for protein powders, we all could look for something different. I, for one, am somebody who really likes whey or casein protein powders. I do not like plant-based protein powders. I think they taste like chalk. That is a personal opinion. I also try to avoid protein powders that contain monk fruit or erythritol because those two things do not agree with my system. Those are artificial sweeteners. So while a lot of people try to avoid things like sucralose, I actually look for things that contain sucralose because that responds okay with my body, whereas the other ones, the healthier ones, actually don't respond well to my body. I know Lissa in here doesn't do artificial sweeteners at all, so she has to find a powder that either has no sweetener in it or actual sugar in it. So it really depends what it is that you're looking for. If you are vegan, obviously go for a vegan protein powder. But um here's the thing. Good high quality protein powder is going to cost you a little bit of money. I pay typically somewhere between $45 to $60 per container of protein powder that I purchase. And so it's not abnormal to be like giant tub of protein powder and it's like 30 servings or 45 servings, it's like 60 bucks. That's actually pretty normal. So find one that tastes good to you. That's the most important thing. Are you going to use it or are you going to gag every time you make yourself a smoothie with this protein powder? That's what you need to focus on the most. Check to see is it overpriced or is it overhyped? Are you seeing it everywhere else? Things of that nature. Versus the right. And I was thinking about you when I said that. Like you love your red and green powders, but you're not doing AG1. You did your own research, you find something that worked for you and you love it. And that's great. So that's kind of how I feel about the protein powders. I love them. I'm a big fan of protein powders. It is an easy way for you to get the not sure if what's available anymore. Finding unsweetened or sugar. Oh yeah. Oh, the Trader Joe's pea protein powder. Okay. So shoot, I lost my train of thought. The protein powder that you will use is the best one. So don't be ashamed. If you can afford to buy the protein powder that's $50 or $60 a jug and you like it and it's your favorite and it tastes good and it feels good in your body, then buy it. That's fine. Everybody has their own preference for what protein powders they like. I personally enjoy PE Science is my favorite brand of protein powder. I also am kind of a fan. It does have a little bit of monk fruit in it, but it also has digestive enzymes in it. So bizarrely, this protein powder does not react poorly in my system. Clean Simple Eats, which is a more expensive brand of protein powder, but that brand seems to sit really well with me too, and it does taste really good. 2 centimeter ductal removed fully by a lumpectomy. Oh wow, cancer free since November 12. I could have a whole nother conversation about this because part of me, like TikTok, is I think what made me have a fear of getting breast cancer because I somehow ended up on like breast cancer TikTok or like what are my symptoms and like other illnesses are popping up and like this was the first symptom I experienced. So it's helpful, I think, to know what the symptoms you experience that caused you to go in are. You don't have to tell us here if you don't want to. If you feel like DMing me, feel free to DM me. Or I'm sure this will come up again. It has whey protein powder, sugar, and flavor. But I've noticed protein powder makes me hungrier, so I don't use it much. Yeah, that I can't explain. I've not worn shoes or boots since 2019. Sorry for your diagnosis. I hope you understand. I understand. I hope you're doing okay. You avoided that darn chemo. Yay. Did you like Kelly LeVeque? No, because it tasted like monk fruit. So I didn't. No, I ordered it and I tried. Like I put it in there, but I have to not put a whole lot or make sure there's enough in the smoothie to mask the flavor of the monk fruit. At the time when I started ordering them, I didn't realize I didn't react well to monk fruit. And what's interesting about me and monk fruit is I don't like the taste of it either. So like it's in the Fairlife shakes. However minimal amount is in the Fairlife shakes, I can handle. But like that protein powder, or there was another protein powder by like Clean Ingredients. I think is her name. Or it was her hot cocoa or something. I got sent this hot cocoa for free, and it's monk fruit sweetened. I took one sip of it and I spit it out. Like I was like, oh, it was just like nothing but monk fruit flavor. It was gross. It was awful, and my body has a visceral response to copious amounts of monk fruit, which I think is very interesting. But I do have one of her sales because my husband does drink the Kelly LeVeque protein powder and seems to not have much of a problem with it. Although that might be changing and we're not sure why. But I ordered her unsweet or her unflavored one, which is just beef protein powder. So there's no sweetener in it. I haven't opened it yet though. I had a car accident. The imaging to ensure everything was okay. It's actually wow. Oh, the good Lord was looking out for you, Jennifer. Wow. Isn't it crazy how things like that happen? Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine. And that's what freaks me out. It's like part of me is like, what if I'm walking around with some like it's not a healthy place to be. I don't know why this is my fear. I mean, okay, to be fair, both of my grandmothers did die of a form of cancer. But like it's apparently like a trauma that I hold. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Um Thoughts on home tests for how appropriate. Thoughts on home tests for hormones, food sensitivity, etc. So I have done them. I've worked with Everlywell a couple of times several years ago, and at the time I really liked them. I loved seeing the results of the food sensitivity test. Here's the thing, y'all. The only thing that lit up for me on that test was grapes. So for several years, I really avoided grapes and I really only consumed grapes because I'm like, there's plenty of other fruits out there, right? Like it's fine if I can't have grapes because they make me feel icky in the tummy. And then like a handful of times, like I'm not a drinker. So when I have wine, sometimes I feel like bloated and gassy and weird. I'm like, oh, clearly it's the grapes. I started eating grapes again this summer. I have no problem with grapes. I have no problem with grapes. So take that piece of experience for what it will. I also did the hormone test. They all came back normal, and then my doctor did like thyroid hormone tests, and they also came back normal. So they weren't wrong. They weren't wrong. But I don't know. I don't know how everybody's individual health insurance works, but if you've met your deductible and you want these tests, it may be cheaper to go through your doctor. I don't know. I don't know for sure. But use your best discretion with those. Um, get yearly mammograms with third. Don't smoke. Get exercise. Stay at a healthy weight. And the one everybody hates to limit. Pretty sure. Okay, and that's what I rest on. I'm like, I exercise, I eat relatively healthy. Yes, could I lose 25 pounds? Yes, I could. But like of all the things, my doctor doesn't seem at all concerned. I'm on like the 5-year pap smear schedule because I've never had a regular pap smear. So like on paper, I'm very, very healthy. So I just have this, you know, you know, do your self checks every few weeks and stay up on your blood tests. Yep, and get mammograms. Yeah, I'm not old enough for them yet, but yes, I will be first in line when my doctor goes, "All right, you're up. Sign me up. Let's do it. Let's do it." Get to know your boobs and don't hesitate to go in if you have a question or something. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yep, that's what I need to do. Maybe one of my goals should be to get to know my boobs a little bit better. I can't explain the protein powder thing. It's weird. Yep. Hey, there you go. That's a good idea. Do your yearly exams, do the mammograms. Yep. And I have the added bonus of a husband who likes them, so I feel like he would also notice if something was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Because he's very good at that. He's also very good at like identifying, like he's like, oh, that's a new freckle or a mole or a thing that you don't have because he knows what's on my body, you know? So like that's helpful too. Truly. I didn't have any symptoms, found at a routine mammogram. Man. Oh, good. You said it. I said it. I absolutely said it. I'm curious what Andy is wearing on his feet. Kim still wants to know about what's on the feet. What's on Andy's feet? Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so funny. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna finish with this question. How do you know you're getting enough protein with intuitive eating? Tips for not obsessing about the numbers. This is an excellent question because I don't know. So here's what I do. I sit there and I go, okay, like my mindset in general, and there are days where today has been funky with me. Although today the random thing I ate was actually protein cookie dough. So I actually probably got plenty of protein today, even though I haven't eaten much. But outside of barring a weird hunger signal day, I do my best to every meal, what's my protein source, right? Make it about the size of your palm of your hand, right? So even though I wasn't terribly hungry today, I just made some chicken breast for us to have the rest of the week. So I sat down with some chicken and I ate some of the chicken. I didn't eat all of it because I just wasn't feeling it, but I ate some of the chicken. And I just am very conscious throughout the day. Like I've been tracking for so long. I know what an adequate amount of protein looks like, right? I know when I'm making fiber-filled choices versus a day where I'm really not eating any fiber. Like and I know that the person who asked this question also knows those things. Like you kind of know, right? So as long as you keep a protein focused mind, I think it's okay. Um, when it comes to not obsessing over the numbers, it takes practice, right? Because like I actually talked about this with my coach last week at our meeting. I was like, well, I've kind of still been weighing out protein just to make sure I get enough. And she's like, and she didn't say it like, no, you shouldn't be doing that, but she made it very clear that she does not believe in weighing your food because what if your body wants less? What if your body wants more? You should not be determining what your serving size is based on a number on the scale. And I was like, ooh, like she really because I said I weigh out the new potato chips that I've been getting too, just to make sure I stick with a serving. And she goes, what's a serving? What's a serving? Just because the back of a bag says it's a serving doesn't mean your body thinks it's a serving. Maybe you want a third less chips. Maybe you want twice as many chips. Like I was like, ooh, called out. So it's all about being flexible and willing to learn, and just kind of learning how to trust yourself, really, and seeing how things progress really helps as well. Seeing the scale either go up or go down, or if you decided not to weigh, then maybe you don't know, and it's fine. But I if you saw on Instagram, like I'm down 5 pounds, y'all. I mean, outside of the ovulation crap that probably put me up 2 pounds, but that's fine. And I stopped tracking. I have had more success not tracking my food than tracking my food. And I don't think that that's an accident. So it's just practice. One meal, give it a try. One day, give it a try and see what happens. My mom had a routine visit. This is before mammograms. Okay. Really fashionable compression socks. Oh gosh. Even with tracking, it's all an estimate. Yes, it's true. Slightly different protein goals. It's all an estimate. The nutrition information on a box of food can be up to 20% accurate and still or inaccurate and still be printed. So like actually, even reading the nutrition information isn't a 100% exact science anyway. So there's that, right? I weigh and I measure often. So yeah, everybody is really obsessed with how Andy gets out and about. I think it's funny. Andy, if I may, you're wheelchair bound, right? I think that will answer a lot of questions because people are very obsessed with how you're getting from point A to point B without shoes on. That doesn't determine how much I eat. Yes. And I was the same way too. I was like, oh, I put the serving on my plate just as kind of like a guideline, right? And if I don't finish it, fine. If I want more, always fine. That has been one of the big things for me with intuitive eating is like you're always allowed to have more. And I've been scaling back at my portion sizes. So I actually will sit down with less food with full permission to go back and get more. And it's been really, really helpful for me. So I'm wheelchair bound. There, my friends. Doesn't that answer your questions? He gets around. He doesn't need to wear shoes. He's wheelchair bound. So all of you ladies can stop worrying about how poor Andy gets from point A to point B. We love you, Andy. We do. So yeah, that's all she wrote. It is after 8 o'clock, and as per usual, I have overstayed my welcome. Thank you guys so much for coming, and a special shout out to my new members who have come today. This was a lot of fun. It was great having all of you here. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. It just makes me so happy. It makes me so happy to come and spend an hour with you guys. It doesn't matter how crummy I feel or how tired I am. Hanging out with you guys always makes me feel better. So thank you for spending the last hour with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Take care. Have a wonderful night, and I will talk to you same time next week.